Ms. Gibson, let me go ahead and get started with the first round. I don't know if you need to. I have it streaming now, so that's my YouTube, so I can just edit it. You're ready. Okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started because we have a script kind of to stick to so that we're not here for lots and lots of time tonight. First of all, I want to welcome specifically the class of 2022, so the upcoming senior parents. If you don't know who I am, my name is Andrea Davis. I'm the principal of this amazing school. So tonight we hope to provide you with some information to help your students get geared up and ready to begin their senior year just right around the corner. So this is a really exciting time. In this segment of our program, we're going to be getting information that is specific for your students. Then we will do attendant intermission and invite in families for upcoming freshmen, sophomores, and juniors. But we need you to stay as well because there's some information in that session for you as well about the registration process and things like that. But there's a small amount of information that is specific for uprising seniors, so that's why we did this kind of in 2 sessions. I do want to acknowledge that we are speaking to a physical crowd tonight, but also to a virtual crowd. So those of you that are watching virtually, welcome to tonight's program. We certainly appreciate all of our parents for taking the time out of a Wednesday evening to come and get information about your child's education. So tonight you are going to, in the seniors section, you're going to hear from a couple of different people. You're going to hear from Ms. Cecilia Stanford. She is our 12th grade guidance counselor. She's going to be providing you some important information for seniors specifically. You're going to hear from Ms. Danica Powell, who is one of our senior class sponsors, who will provide you with information for seniors. You'll hear briefly from Dr. Warren Leeds, who is our new CTE director, and he is going to share a program that is specific to only seniors. We'll be partnered with a city agency that is our fire department. One more thing I want to mention before I call Ms. Stanford up. If you are the parent or a female student in the current junior class, so class of 2022, out in the lobby, Ms. Cecilia Malone is here representing the Distinguished Young Women of Dale County program. I would encourage you to get information about that tomorrow morning during Skinny. We will actually have an interest meeting. So at 7:45 in the NPR, if you are a female student in the class of 2022, you can visit Ms. Malone in the lobby and get the information. You can also come to the information session in the morning, 7:45 in the multi-purpose room. All right, so I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Stanford, our senior guidance counselor, who is going to provide you guys with some really important senior information.
Hello, my name is Cecilia Stanford. I'm the senior guidance counselor, and I am excited to see you all here tonight. I'm going to tell you some things that are very important for your rising senior to be successful next school year. And some of these things are not as pleasant, but I'm being followed by Ms. Powell. She's going to tell you guys all the fun stuff, okay? All of this information is going to be placed on our website, and I'll tell you all about that in just a few minutes, okay? All right, starting out with the number of credits that the rising seniors have to graduate. Each senior needs 24 credits, and we're going to talk about that specifically a little bit later in order to graduate. All right, starting this summer, some of the seniors are going to need to attend summer school if they failed a class that's required to graduate. They will be required to attend summer school starting in June. Because it is our goal each fall for every one of our seniors to start out on track. It's a lot less stress for everybody on we can get them to start out on track. In addition to their credits and starting out on track and summer school, next year, as far as we know, there will be 2 mandatory tests for seniors. They all have to take and pass the civics exam and the work keys. Work keys is more or less a test that's geared towards industry. Financial obligations. This year, all of our seniors have to pay $100 for their senior fee. That includes their cap and gown, tassel, diploma cover, all of those things in addition to the activities at the end of the school year. I would advise you all to now check your student accounts. Hopefully everybody has their password and they're able to get into INAM. Check your student accounts now, because all of the class fees that they have required for 9th, 10th, and 11th grade, those have to be satisfied before they can graduate with their diploma. Some of them are kind of heavy. It's usually related to the laptop and whether or not the laptop is damaged or whatever, but all of those fees will have to be satisfied before they can graduate and go across the stage. It is very important that we have good communications with you guys. We have a phenomenal website, the guidance department. I do a lot of emailing, so it's important if I can get your email. Ms. Powell is going to tell you about Remind 101. We do lots of announcements on social media and on our school website, but also I know that everybody's not into the technology. So if it's really important, I'm going to send you a letter in the mail, snail mail. Make sure that you have your INAM passwords. Make sure we're going to go to a different program, Power Schools, but you will all have access, still be able to have access to all your students' information. The other information that I wanted to mention, as you begin to approach the senior year, students will need transcripts for colleges, for scholarships, and for various reasons. All of that is going to be on our website, how to request a transcript. For as long as the student is enrolled in Carroll High School, the transcripts do not cost them anything. We don't want them to be wasteful, but we certainly want them to apply for as many scholarships and other colleges and other activities. Some of the girls are in social clubs and all. We certainly want you all to know that you are welcome, and we encourage you all to use those services. There is information on there about FAFSA. That's the free application for federal student aid. That's how you apply for a Pell Grant. And you may be saying, well, I know I'm not going to qualify for a Pell Grant, but a lot of the scholarships, they require that you apply for a Pell Grant first. Okay, and they will ask you what your ELC, estimated financial contribution, family contribution number is. So that's a good resource for you all. All of our scholarships are listed there. Sometimes the students will email me and they'll say, Stanford, can you help me find a scholarship? And I'm thinking, way back in the day, we did have such a thing as a scholarship drawer, where all of our scholarships came in the mail and we filed them and make copies. Not so much anymore. Everything is electronic, and I say Google is your best friend. Okay. Over the summer, speaking of the website, you will get correspondence from Ms. Gibson, our phenomenal yearbook sponsor. When your seniors are to come and take their senior portraits, and then throughout the year, other things as far as your, not only senior pictures, but your cap and gown pictures, all of those important dates, all of those be listed on the website. Okay, one last note. This year, due to COVID, things have been abnormal, to say the least. But we're hoping that starting in August, or whenever we start our new school year, that we're all on track and we're all ready to have a normal senior year. And I said that to say this: encourage your students now to start thinking about what they want to do after high school, and let's start practicing some good habits of attendance, truancy. We want to make sure that we have a good senior year and not have those hiccups that it's easy to happen. It's real easy to happen, but those are the things that we want to, get on top of. Go ahead and start talking to them now. There are so many opportunities and so many things that will be going on for the senior year. But we want to make sure that keep our priorities straight. And yes, we're gonna have a really good time. I'm optimistic that COVID's coming on and all of that. But at the same time, we wanna make sure that we don't slip up as far as missing too many days of school, truancy, and not passing our classes. Okay? I am available during the intermission and at the break, if you all would like to talk to me one-on-one, but all of this information is going to be on our website. And thank you all for coming.
Hi, so my name is Danica Powell, as previously mentioned, and I am one of the senior class sponsors for this year. And I've been the past couple years. My side gig is not here tonight, but I'll take care of it for those of us. So be short and sweet with you. Something that is super, super important for my upcoming senior parents is the senior remind. So I went ahead and created one for the class of 2022. It is very simple. If you're familiar with Remind, you send a text message with the @ CHSSRS 2022 to the phone number 81010 and hit send. And then I will just give you all kinds of many messages about things that are coming up with senior related events. There are a ton of things. Number one thing that I tell the seniors all the time is please to check this, check Remind, check the email, because you will be informed. You'll be informed to a nauseating level, but you'll make sure that you know everything, you're on top of everything. We do have all the things that Ms. Neighbor mentioned, but some of the funner, more fun things that we have at the end of the year, like our senior breakfast and our tour of the schools that they generally do in May at the end of the year. And hopefully maybe we'll get to attend some field trips to ESCC we've done in the past, so that the seniors get a chance to see the great, awesome community Wiregrass community has to offer here for our community colleges. But other than that, I keep you guys really well up to date with Remind 101, and if you need anything at all, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. My email is listed on the screen, but you can also find me on the CHS website. Pretty much, I'll be here if you need anything or have any questions. The senior Remind code? Yes, ma'am. So you'll text, if you have your text message open, you'll send the message, the @CHSSRS 2022. And you'll send that to the phone number 81010. And we'll have that posted on the website for you guys so that you can see that, and I'll get that posted to our Facebook as well, so that way if you didn't catch it, you'll be able to look at for that later. Thank you guys for coming.
Good afternoon, I'm Dr. Weed, I'm the director of the Career Tech Center, and I'll be around also if you have any questions when we get finished here. Our main point right now for seniors is, I'm going to call someone up in just a moment, introduce him to talk about our Fire Science Academy that we're going to have back in rotation this coming school year. We're excited about that. And Chief Prince will come up in just a second here and talk about that. We've got some brochures on the table back there that have information about all of our programs. Thanks to Ms. Sanders, our counselor, for getting those up to date. So this time I want to introduce Chief Philip Prince, Fire Chief here in Ozark. He's going to talk about our Fire Science Academy. Thank you.
First of all, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? We started this program actually 3 years ago, and this thing called COVID got in the way. What we do for a living is we deal with a lot of people, deal with a lot of issues, and when COVID struck, we were wrapping up the second year, and of course it kind of ended prematurely, and those 5 gentlemen never got to finish the class out because of COVID. What we do in this class is it's 180 to 190 hours long. And the students start out, first of all, what we call emergency care provider. They learn stuff such as recognizing medical emergencies, working with traumatic injuries, stopping bleeding, stuff like that. CPR, of course, have come out, certified CPR, and lifting techniques, stuff like that. It's not a bad deal for everybody to have that. Family get-togethers at the house, be able to recognize what to do when that happens at a very basic level. But that's the first 24 hours of the class. And then from there, we move into the fire side. And the fire side consists of everything a firefighter does. Very physical, very demanding, probably 65 to 70% lecture, and the rest of the time is actually doing skills, climbing ladders, dragging hose, catching fire hydrants, spraying water, fighting fire, those kind of things. Very demanding, and what we hope all this does is it gives the student an idea. Is this something I may want to do when I get ready to get out of high school? I don't want to go to college, or I do want to go to college, but, you know, I want to make a living. I'm an old man now. I've been doing it 42 years. It's been good to be in my family. I still enjoy it. I just can't step quite as high as I used to. But we look forward to this program. We look for dedicated students. They're required to make the classes. Some classes could be up to 3 hours long because we'll be on the real field. At the end of the day, they'll be wore out, they'll be tired when they come home. The lectures get a little long too. The classes will be held at the fire station because we use a lot of equipment. We put equipment in their hands every day. That's where our equipment's at. When they come out of there, they have a good understanding of what it takes to be a firefighter. We do have an ambulance service in Ozark that run out of our fire station also. So they get a little bit of EMS on top of that to understand what EMS does. After the meeting today, I'll be available outside if anybody has any questions. We have Ms. Patterson here, and her son went through the first class. And he came to work with us right about a year ago now. And doing a great job for us. It gave him the ability to stay in Ozark. He'll have a career, 25 years if he wants. He can retire, he'll be a young man, move on in life, or he can stay like I did and just get lost in the system somehow. If you have any questions, though, please don't hesitate to ask me this evening, or you can get in contact with me, At Station 3, phone number is 334-774-1684. Just ask to talk to the fire chief. Thank you.
Just want to mention again, the firefighting program is just for seniors, male or female. It's just for seniors. There will be an interview process to be selected to get into this program. So we hope that we're going to have a lot of interesting prospects this year. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Weeks, and thank you, Chief Prince, for coming. I'll just reiterate a bit that this is one of our great partnerships with a city agency, and it absolutely helps us to grow our home and make our community a better place. Chief mentioned his Patterson Sons completed this program last year. We were very upset that we weren't able to have our students complete, but we're looking forward to getting it rolling again this year. So we are getting ready to just take a quick break and let our incoming 9th, 10th, 11th grade students and parents come in. There are two things I want to reiterate to you before we take a break. First of all, there is still information for senior parents and students in the next session. So if you leave, you're not going to hear about the registration process. So please, if you'll just take a break with us and then come back after our admission. The second thing that I want to reiterate is something that Stanford said that's not such a pleasant topic, but it's very critical to the success of the student. Our goal is for every single student in the class of 2022 to begin their senior year in August on track to graduate. So it becomes very stressful when a student has to be enrolled in, let's say, English 11 and English 12. So the purpose of mentioning that is, if we are finding that students in the 11th grade right now are not passing all of their classes, and they do not turn it around before the end of the school year this year, the opportunity for summer school is critical for them. You need to make your student come to summer school if they are not on track to graduate. The chances of them being able to pull it out at the end, if they have to double up, aren't great, okay? So we want to do everything we can, starting now, through the summer, to ensure that all of our students are on track to graduate when they start as seniors in August. Okay? All right, so we will break briefly. Feel free to get up and mingle with the teachers if you have questions for Chief Prince or Ms. Stanford, and then we will start back promptly at 5:35 with all the information you need about the registration process. Thank you.
You did stop.
Okay, we are gearing up and ready to get started back with the second session for tonight's High Expectations Night and Parent Registration Information Session. Everybody can find a seat. I would like to at this time welcome not only our class of 2022 students and parents, but also the rising juniors, sophomores, and freshmen. So that's the class of 2023, our high school class of 2024 and 2025. And again, I want to make sure that I acknowledge our virtual crowd. Thank you guys. If you couldn't be in attendance in person tonight, we are so appreciative that we are able to provide this for you virtually as well. And I want to just side sidebar for a minute, thank Ms. Gibson and her wonderful CTV production. My name is EJ Mays, I'm the principal of this grade school. I'm going to introduce some of our staff members to the right momentarily, but I want to take this opportunity to tell the parents and students that are here and virtually, I fully understand this has been the most unique and challenging school year that any of us have faced. And we just want to thank you for your cooperation, for your patience with us as we have learned to navigate what teaching and educating students looks like in a COVID world. We could not have done it without the support. I know that there are many, many moments of frustration for you as a parent and as a student, equally married to the frustrations that come from an educator side as well. So thank you for working with us, thank you for coming tonight, or for watching to gain information about what the 2021-2022 school year will kick off and look like. So I want to start by introducing our leadership team at Carroll. I know everybody hates this, but when I call your name, if you will please stand, because I think it's really important that we put a face with a name. I'm going to start with my administrative team, so Ms. Teresa Salisbury, if you will please stand, and Laura standing this way. Ms. Salisbury is one of our assistant principals and our freshman academy director. We'll hear from her momentarily. Mr. Brad Barton is also an assistant principal and our athletics director. He's going to be speaking with you about athletics before we conclude. Dr. Warren Weeks is our new this year career tech director. They are partnered with our guidance team. So Ms. Cecilia Stanford is our 11th and 12th grade guidance counselor. Mrs. Melanie Dunn is our 9th and 10th grade guidance counselor. And Ms. Ashley Sanders is our college and career counselor. So this team is really the backbone of the operations for Carroll High School. We absolutely could not function on a day-to-day basis without them. So we're so appreciative of their leadership. Following that group, if you are a Carroll High School teacher, if you will please stand. We have congregated this area here. Yes, if you'll just stay standing for a minute. So I know that you understand the frustrations of COVID as a parent and a student. And I'm looking out at our parent crowd, and actually let's just do this. If you're a parent, you're an educator, will you please stand as well? Okay, so you get it as well, right? The frustrations from an educator's perspective, I will just tell you that the group of educators that we have at Carroll High School and Ozark City Schools in general have given everything they could possibly give this year. I said to many people throughout the state this year, I've met with other groups, that I would put our remote learning plan specifically at Carroll High School up against any other high school in the state of Alabama. The teachers from day one embraced what we asked them to do, how we asked them to support our students, and there's no way we could have gotten through this without you specifically. So thank you to the teachers. We can never thank you enough. So I would love to be able to stand before you tonight and tell you exactly what next year is going to look like. Unfortunately, we are still month to month finding new things that we need to do, things we can take away. I'll be honest with you. April 9th, when the mask order is dropped by the governor, we don't even know the position of our school system yet. I will tell you our Board of Education meets tomorrow night, and we expect them to take a position on will masks be required in our school system after April 9th, will they not? But we are still very much day to day. So the reality is we can't tell you what next year will look like yet, but what we can commit to you is that we will commit to aiming for our vision, which is soaring like eagles. So whether it's, soaring like eagles in a math classroom, or soaring like eagles and learning those soft skills to prepare them for college or for a career after high school or college, we commit that we will do our absolute best for our students to help educate them and prepare them for life after Carroll. A brief overview of this section of tonight's program. We are going to hear briefly about the Freshman Academy, which is a phenomenal transition program for our incoming ninth graders. Ms. Salisbury will speak on that. Mrs. Stanford will come up and go over the requirements for graduation. If you look on the back of your agenda, you will see a check sheet from the Alabama Department of Education. So we'll go over those grad requirements. We will spend a little bit of time focusing on the registration process. So next week, we will begin what is usually a 3 or 4 week process where we meet individually every single student to help them register for their classes for next year. So we'll talk about that. You'll hear about some dual enrollment opportunities through our partners with Wallace Community College, Enterprise State Community College. You'll hear about our advanced placement program here at Carroll High School and hear from one of our advanced placement students. You'll also hear about our career tech opportunities through our Carroll High School Career Center. We'll close out with information for athletics. So Mr. Martin will come up and he'll share anything you need to know about athletics. So the opportunities we have for sports at Carroll High School, along with eligibility requirements and information about Dragonfly, the new portal for housing documents for athletics. Then we will close and be available to answer any individual questions that you have. Okay, so without further ado, we're going to move right down along the agenda. I will welcome up Ms. Salisbury, who's going to speak with us briefly about Carroll High School Freshman Academy.
Good evening, everyone. I am Teresa Salisbury, Assistant Principal, as Ms. Megan said, the Freshman Academy Director. And it gives me great pleasure to welcome each of you this evening, but specifically I'd like to extend a warm welcome, an even warmer welcome to our 8th grade parents who are incoming freshmen. So we wanted to give you a face and name so you'll know who you're working with next year, as well as kind of navigate through the process and ensure that you are aware of what it looks like to register for 9th grade in the upcoming weeks. For us, the Freshman Academy is very near and dear. It's our first early opportunity to engage with our students. The unique thing about the Freshman Academy is that we learn our students quite well, from collaborating from middle school and transitioning into high school. We have a very unique framework that allows us to collaborate with students and parents ongoing. So a little bit later in the semester, we will receive some information from DA that will allow them to start to register for Remind, and we talk to our parents as freshmen on a weekly basis. So every Monday or Tuesday of every single week, we're engaging with parents, and we love to have ongoing communication. So we look forward to that. Please note that we will be at DA Smith on April 7th and 8th, and ultimately, while we're there, we will prepare for registration. Prior to this, we always host what we entitled as a career fair, and we haven't determined yet whether we will do this face-to-face or whether we will do this virtually, but ultimately it's an opportunity for us to come in and to show our incoming students all the various programs that we have to offer. In addition to that, there are lots of activities that we host, and we're not entirely sure what they will look like this summer. So from Camp Eagle Flight to Camp Soar, it gives us early opportunities to engage with students, and then throughout the school year, we just have a host of events in the school. So again, welcome, and please know that tonight's information applies directly to our incoming freshmen as well, and we just look forward to a long and rewarding relationship with you and our incoming students. Thank you.
My name is Cecilia Stanford. I am a guidance counselor here at Carroll High School, and I specifically work with juniors and seniors. On the back of your program, you have the the Alabama High School graduation requirements. I just want to speak to you guys for just a minute here. Ultimately, our goal is, like last year, one of the better things that happened with COVID is 100% of our students were graduates. They graduated from Carroll High School, and of course, that's our goal every year, that 100% of the seniors actually graduate. The requirements are 4 years of English, one English class per year, and we have some representatives here that are going to tell you other ways that students can get the English credits by completing your role. Math credits, the math is very specific. They have to have Algebra 1, they have to have geometry and Algebra 2, and then math electives. Very specific there. The science, each student must pass biology. Normally, we put the ninth graders in biology, so they can go ahead and get their requirement out of the way. They have to have a physical science. A physical science can be physical science, chemistry, and such. They have to have 2 other science electives: environmental science, earth and space science, and such. Social studies, students have to take world history, US 1, US 2, and then as seniors, they take government and economics. Along with the government program, the government class, the seniors are required to pass the civics test. It's 100 questions in each year, thanks to our Ms. Powell that works with the seniors on their civics test, and Ms. Coffee. We have 100% of our students that are able to pass the civics test. Other requirements, each student must have a PE credit. They can satisfy that requirement by taking light PE, beginning kinesiology, I think it's the new name of that class. That's light PE. They can participate in marching band, and they can take JROTC. And the rule there is if they take one class, it can only satisfy one requirement. If they take JROTC for their PE credit, then of course it does not count towards their career team credits. Health is just a half a credit, career preparedness, 1 credit, career and technical education. Students need 3 classes in one area. Career and technical education, that's all of our classes over at the Career Center, some on the main campus. They can take 3 years of foreign language. We have Ms. Godwin, who teaches Spanish and does a phenomenal job, or they can participate in the arts program. In addition, they need 2.5 electives, other electives of their choosing. Students have to have a total of 24 credits. So if they take 7 credits, 9th, 10th, and 11th, sometimes they come in and they say, I only need 3 credits to graduate, but you have to have the right 24 credits to graduate, not just even 24 credits. And this is going to be updated on our website, and I encourage you all to keep track of the requirements for graduation. Thank you.
Ms. Dunn, I am the 9th and 10th grade counselor here at Carroll. At this point in our program, I'm going to talk to you about our registration process. The first part of our process is tonight. It is our parent night. To go over with you all how it works, what to be on the lookout for, and our dates. our second part, we're gonna meet one-on-one, or your students will meet one-on-one with the admin. What this process will look like will be a review of their current transcript and go over and develop a plan of what classes your student needs to take next school year. After that process has been completed, on that day, your child will get a registration card. It'll be color-specific by grade, and the admin will mark the class that is recommended for your student to take. They'll bring the card home, and you will review it, and it will need a signature. A parent will sign it, as well as a student will sign it, and then return it the next day. That next day, your student will meet with a guidance counselor to review over, to make sure the card has the parent signature on it, and then they will log into our new student information system, which is PowerSchool, and enter those courses to officially register for next year. At that point, we'll review over, make sure all the classes have been registered for. They will pick out their math, their English, their electives. They'll be able to put them in order as they desire and submit it. Once it's submitted, we will then go in and approve their classes so they can start getting a schedule hopefully soon after. A few things regarding the process. If a student failed the first semester and they're currently failing in this 9 weeks, they must re-register for the same course. So, for example, if they failed the first semester of English 11 and they're currently failing English 11 at the time of registration, they're going to be registering again for English 11. This will make sure they're staying on track, and then once they come to summer school, it will manually be changed and they will be registered in English 12. The registration card must have a parent signature before any courses can be registered for. If your student is registering for advanced or AP placement as well as dual enrollment, they will be given a contract, and that contract must also have the parent signature. It's kind of small so you can't see, but this is an example of the 12th grade registration card. And on the core classes, off to the side, it's going to say recommended yes or no. This will be whether the teacher or the administrator recommended your student for advanced or AP placement. And then at that point, if your child is not recommended, we do have an override form. This form will go home, and if you feel your child needs to be, or you want them in an AP class, you can override the administrator recommendation, and we can place it in that course. If we do not have an override form, they will be placed in what was recommended for them. Now, on the incoming 9th grade card, the side where you see the elected, the gray shaded, those are all the electives. The 9th grade card will not have that many options. And specifically for 9th grade, it's a lot of introductory courses, where this card in specific is the list of all the courses available, because generally by the time the 10th, 11th, or 12th graders registering, they've already taken the introductory course. Our dates for registration for upcoming seniors, your one-on-one with admin will take place on March 15th. And then if your student is not met with on the 15th, they will be met with on the 16th. They will enter their course entries or their course requests on the 16th and 17th. That following week, the seniors are going to be next week. We will get to the upcoming juniors the week we come back from the spring break. So March 29th and 30th, your student will have their one-on-one counseling, and the 30th and 31st will be when they enter their course requests. Sophomores are March 31st and April 1st, and then their course requests will be April 1st and 5th. For the class of 2025, our incoming freshmen, we will be at DA April 6th, 7th, and 8th, with the one-on-one sessions being on the 6th and the data entry being on the 7th and 8th. We do want recognize the importance of our remote learners and understand that they may need to come in on separate times, so we do have separate days and a plan for them. One-on-one counseling with our remote students will be April 9, and it will take place in the multi-purpose room. The class of 2022 will be expected to have their one-on-one meeting between 8:30 and 10 o'clock in the morning, followed by the class of 2023 from 10 to 11:30, class of 2024 from 12 to 1:30, and class of 2025 from 1:30 to 3. Again, this is for our remote learners. Our in-face learners, our face-to-face students will have the days prior. For our remote learner course entry request, it'll be in the multi-purpose room as well. All grade levels can come on any of the 2 days, April 12th or the 13th, from 3 to 4 o'clock. That is not grade specific, so either one of those days from 3 to 4 will be set up in the multi-purpose room for our remote learners to enter their course requests. Okay? Next, we have Ms. Sanders, who will be talking about the enrollments.
Good evening. I'm Ashley Sanders, and I'm the College and Career Counselor here at Carroll. Tonight, I have two wonderful ladies here to talk to you guys about dual enrollment opportunities. With dual enrollment, students can earn both high school and college credits at the same time. So before I introduce these ladies, I want to remind you that students must meet eligibility requirements for dual enrollment, and they must have their materials turned in on time. Our deadline at CHS for turning in materials may be different than the college deadlines, so please be checking your emails and Facebook page for updates on those deadlines. At this time, I would like to introduce Ms. Jennifer Matheny from Wallace Community College to speak with you about the dual enrollment opportunities that they have.
Good evening, I'm Jennifer Matheny. I'm the dual enrollment coordinator from Wallace Community College. It's my pleasure to be with you this evening. And I want to speak briefly because, again, we have, of course, myself from Wallace. We have Enterprise State representing tonight for dual enrollment. So who can take DE? Dual enrollment is an opportunity for the 10th, 11th, and 12th graders to participate in a one-for-one credit opportunities where your students can earn high school credit and college credit at the same time. So as my grandmother used to say, if you've got to sit in the class anyway, you might as well kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So as Ms. Stanford was going over your requirements for high school, you were able to see that you have requirements which require you to graduate from high school students. You can take many, if not all, of these requirements through your local community college. You can take your English, math, science, histories, which are considered your academics. You can also take many electives, such as your psychology 200s, art appreciation, music appreciation, which will satisfy those fine art credits. You can take speech 107, which is public speaking. Because let's face it, at some point in time or another, we all have to speak in front of a crowd. In addition to, you can take classes such as career technical education, which is where the job opportunities are currently trending. With our career technical education programs, we offer an abundance of programs that your students can take, but currently we have monies available, which I'll get to in just a minute, for 11 workforce development related areas. In addition to this, we also have 2 health science areas in medical assisting and in EMS. The grade point average to participate in these programs is a 2.5. And what is a 2.5? It's a C. So while we're looking for those honor corps students, those best and the brightest, those students that are your valid sounds of your Carroll High School population, we're also looking for just good average students who are wanting to get a jump start on their education. So again, a C or higher student can participate in our programs. How much does it cost? Well, the average 3 credit hour class runs $480. And we just received word from the Chancellor's office that we will not be having a tuition increase in the fall, which was excellent news. So it should remain $480 in fall for our students. There are some classes that are scholarship. We get asked, can my student apply for a scholarship? The answer is most definitely yes. As you came in, if you did not receive a flyer or you're interested in dual enrollment, we have 11 areas that we can actually send your student to school for free. This is through the Workforce Development Governor's Initiative with high demand, high wage areas where we're experiencing a statewide shortage in careers. I always like to use my sons as an example. My oldest son is a civil engineer, and my second son is about to graduate fall semester in applied engineering, which is a career technical field. My second son will graduate making as much money starting out as my civil engineer. So that lets you know that career technical education is up and coming, is actually been around for a long time, and it's receiving a lot of recognition. Which, by the way, I do have 2 additional sons, but it's a little far out to tell you what they're involved in. Again, both community colleges did receive money for scholarships. Wallace has over $400,000 in the career technical area to help your students take classes. We will fund 2 classes in the fall, 2 classes in the spring, and up to 4 classes in the summertime through Workforce Development at Wallace. Our application process has moved to an all online process this year. I work very hard through our company called Dynamic Forms so that there is a constant communication process between the student and Wallace and the school. So at all times, there is constant communication going on in an email process. We recommend that the students use their personal email address, not the parents', due to the Federal Education Rights and Privacy Act, so that correspondence can go back to the students and receive their information in a timely manner. The school has to approve the courses for both myself and for Enterprise through a statement of eligibility. So when they start the registration process, they will simply, like I said, we have the steps, they will simply notify their counselor that they're interested in dual enrollment, and they will send home the statement of eligibility form for you to sign approving dual enrollment coursework. And at that time, through Wallace, they will upload the transcript and the statement of eligibility, notifying us what Carol has approved for your student. So we look forward to having your student as a dual enrollment participant, and go Govs.
And at this time, I'd like to introduce Ms. Annie Kelly Spence. She will be talking to us about the dual enrollment opportunities at the Aviation College.
Good evening, I'm Annie Kelly with Alabama Aviation College, which is a unit of Enterprise State Community College. I love always having her behind the scenes because everything that she says applies to Enterprise State as well, as far as your requirements. You're online. The only difference is we have 2 programs, and they are both covered by the Workforce Development Grant. For the Aviation Maintenance Technology program, you have to have an unweighted GPA of 2.0. For our Mechatronics program, it's the 2.5. You do have to have high school permission, and as Ms. Beanie said, we are with Enterprise State. It is all online, so it's very easy to apply. My sidekick is right here, Natalie Bradley, and we would love to kind of go into more detail about each of the programs that we have at Alabama Aviation College, which is right here in Ozark. So please come by and talk to us. Thank you.
Hey, good evening, I'm Rachel Kaufman. Rojas, and I'm our AP coordinator and instructional coach here at Carroll High School. So we're just going to talk to you briefly about our program. We offer 9 AP courses that cover all of our content areas under the instruction of 8 amazing teachers. If you teach AP, will you quickly just raise your hand? Our parents over here, thank you, awesome. Our teachers receive superb training and instructional support at the school and district level. All of our teachers have been trained through a partnership grant from A+ College Ready. So they receive the support of content specialists so that they're prepared to teach your student, your child, an AP course. For 5 years, we've been a partner with A+ College Ready, and our district has also fully supported our teachers in the endeavor of teaching advanced placement courses, which we consider our capstone courses in all of our content areas. Our district has also been committed to financially supporting both training and student support. This will be the 5th year that we've been offering financial incentives to our students who earn a qualifying score, and also for payment of the exam, which we hope will continue into the next year. By offering advanced placement exams to our students, we have been able to save those our families tens of thousands of dollars in college credit because of that earned qualifying score. So that is a direct transfer in savings to you as a family. But regardless of whether or not the student earns a qualifying score, we approach teaching advanced placement as a team. So when your child enrolls in an AP course, they are going to be taught not just by one teacher, but a host of teachers that knows that student and that child, so they can work together to help your student grow. So even if your child does not earn a qualifying score, we believe that they come out of an AP class a transformed student. So they're great skills that are going to last a lifetime. So I'm going to let you hear a little bit more about that from our AP teacher, Mr. Kinder.
Hello, my name is Matthew Kidman. I've been teaching AP Bio for year number 5, so officially a quarter of the way to becoming a veteran. I really no such thing as a veteran, because thank you. There's no such thing as a veteran because the course is always changing. You know, it changes as new science is discovered, that kind of thing. But I brought these up here because these are a couple of boards I have with students who have qualified, and actually the first 2 years that I taught AP Biology. And so I felt like, I know you guys can't read them obviously, but these guys, these students did what it took to make a qualifying score. So what that means is that the AP exam is graded based on a scale of 1 to 5. So these students made somewhere between a 3 and a 5. So that means they received $100 that was in their pockets, as well as the college credit that comes along with it. And so, what about the ones, obviously, I taught them a lot more than just these, so what about the ones who are not on board? Well, I've spoken with students who have taken my class and going on and taken a dual enrollment class, or, meeting one in so-called the real world that they're taking an intro to biology course. And Mr. Kinden, well, the things that we're talking about in this class, are things that we talk about in your class. And so they kind of have a leg up against the competition when it comes to intro to biology course. So, Ms. Aliana, she's one of my current students right now.
Okay, hey, I'm Aliana Outlaw, and I'm a senior here at Carroll. And like Mr. Kinden said, I have him this year. And it's not the only AP class I've taken. I've been involved in the AP program and the AP track since 9th grade, and took all of the pre-AP courses, and then moved on and took 3 AP courses last year, and then another pre-AP for my math credit. And then this year I'm taking all AP classes. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about how like AP has impacted me personally and how I can take the skills and when I go to college next year. AP, I feel like it's just such a great opportunity since it's offered right here at home at Carroll High School, and you can get, like Paul said, you get to have the relationship with your teachers that I feel like you wouldn't be able to have if you were in a college setting when you're in high school. And I know for me personally, it's been so nice to be able to sit next to my friends that I've gone to school with my whole life and take these courses and us all learn and grow together for the next step whenever we all graduate and move off next year. Specifically kind of what Mr. Kendon said with AP Bio, I know, obviously I'm in that class this year and I'm not the biggest science person, but I definitely try, and I feel like with these AP courses, they're definitely challenging, but if you're willing to put in the work, you can definitely come out the other side shining. I did qualify on one exam last year, which was our AP Lang exam taught by Mr. Greer, and that was definitely very nice to get the incentive of $100, but just for like a reference, my brother attends the University of Alabama, and when he was at Carroll High School, they got the grant for the AP the year after he graduated, and we were having a conversation a few weeks ago specifically about biology. He has always been a very smart president's list up there, and he was in the top of his class when he attended here, and biology was the one course he feels like he just really kind of struggled with a little bit more than everything else, but we were looking over some of the material that we had gone over specifically in Mr. Kendon's class, and he feels like it's definitely like a foundation, like Mr. Kendon said, it's a good stepping stone. If you don't qualify on the exam, you can definitely take those different topics and build off of them the next year when you're sitting in that biology class. It's better to go in with a little bit of information and knowledge than not have any at all. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about how AP's definitely impacted me, and I definitely recommend going the AP track while you're here at Carroll. Thank you.
Good evening, thank you for being here tonight. I know how busy it can be to be a parent, and to be out here tonight says a lot about you and how much you care about your students. My name is Dr. Warren Weeks, I'm the director for the Career Tech Center here. Thoroughly enjoying my first year here, working with our faculty and also with all of these people. This is a great group of people, and very honored to be working with them every day and getting to know them. Our Career Center offers several different programs. They're not on the board right now. But I thought you had clicked. Last time I looked up, someone else had this up here. I apologize. I like it. Our Career Center offers these programs as a way to get our students interested and get a jump. Not everybody's going straight to college. Not everybody wants to go straight to college. Quite frankly, there's some of these careers up here, you can't do any better. They're excellent opportunities to jumpstart on life and make a living, not just a living, but a great living for you and your family. Cosmetology, for example, go out and open your own beauty salon, barber shop, information, how to build homes, building construction, drafting program with engineering, Mr. McLeod does so many amazing things with 3D printers. Ms. Gibson this year has come in and started our TV production program back online, and those students are just thriving in there this year. We're updating the materials and equipment. We spoke earlier with the senior parents about the firefighting program, which we offer to seniors next year. And it's only offered to seniors every year. And that's a way to go back and give to your community and make an excellent career choice there, excellent living. our health science program. I was kind of jumping around, I know, leave someone out, but we have a sports medicine program within a program now with them. And we're going to have students interning and working with our athletes here, learning how to take care of injuries and work on rehab. There's just so many great opportunities for our students to get involved in. And if there's any questions you have tonight, I've got brochures back on the table back there. I don't know if we've got any left. We may have a few to look at when you leave here. You can call anytime to the Career Center and 774-4949. And Ms. Patterson will answer that phone and get you to me or whoever you need to talk to. But anything you need with us, anytime you can come up and visit. I'll make time for you because I wouldn't be here without you and your children. So thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Mr. Barton, Coach Barton. I answer both. I'm here to talk about athletics, kind of round us out tonight. Last one here being the Caboose. I don't know if that was by design or not. Maybe it would be last, but it's okay. Just a few things we talk about, looking at our opportunities here at Carroll. Have several sports that your child will play and participate in. Listed there. Certainly, there might be a possibility next year of expanding that. There's some talks and some different things, so we'll see how that goes. But obviously, football, volleyball, basketball, boys and girls. We have 4 teams, 9th grade, JV boys, JV girls, varsity girls, varsity boys, that's 5 teams. And cheer, baseball, softball, soccer, girls and boys, tennis, girls and boys, and then track. Obviously, girls and boys, and those are plenty of opportunities that you have. Certainly, being a coach for 12 years, I certainly think that sports plays a vital role in the high school experience, and several things that you can learn from by participating in those things. And that's kind of this is the why. We talk about toughness, we talk about grit. There's a very good TED talk about grit, and that being a reoccurring theme in successful people. So you should check that out. Determination, discipline, character, and at the end of the day, it's fun. I know the coaches we have, I'm very proud to say that I work with, they definitely take those characteristics and intertwine them in their program. So your child, I know, learns the X's and O's about those sports, but also learns those intangibles that we teach and try to teach every single day. A couple of things that are very big when it comes to the HSAA, several things that you have to make sure your child has to be eligible. As listed there, a 10th, 11th, or 12th grade student must have passed a minimum of 6 years of work, including 8 more courses, with a composite average of 7. Okay, so you're a student, basically say 4 plus 2, 6 courses there, average would be a 70 to be eligible to play. Maximum 2 years of may be earned accredited summer school and/or credit recovery. So those things can be recovered if that doesn't happen in order to be eligible for the next year. All students must have taken 6 years of work, ones not previously passed during the current year. Seniors on track for graduation fell under all different guidelines. So this is a little different for seniors, but nonetheless, we usually test rate that. 8th and 9th grade students must have passed a minimum of 5 new subjects with a composite average of again 70 and must have been promoted to the next grade. It's a little different for middle school compared to high school when it comes to the grade they go in and pass and move on. This year, along with COVID, we introduced a new eligibility software for the state of Alabama called Dragonfly. I don't know if you have any experience with that. It was definitely a learning process, beginning this past summer, learning that and taking care of the things needed within that program. I find it very much easier once you are familiar with it compared to C2C, which is what it was before. That's just the things that hasn't happened with Dragonfly. I know we're spring sports right now. Thank goodness. I don't know if you realize, but was this past week, last year, is when they shut everything down. And a lot of our spring sports participants got to participate just in a few games before it got cut off. So we're very, very thankful that we've made it this far, and hopefully continue to do that. That is a reflection of you guys taking precautions and doing things to ensure that we are able to finish out the year with that. But we're here, and hopefully now in the spring you're probably very familiar with Dragonfly. But if not, students will need a Dragonfly account. So if your student is interested in participating in sports next year and you're not familiar with it, you're certainly building your Dragonfly account. And there are things that have to be uploaded in that account. 3 of which can be signed and filled out electronically. It's right there on the website or in the app. The others, you have to upload yourself specifically a physical form. Every student has to have a physical yearly, and it's good for a year. Has to be signed by a doctor, has to be dated, and the name needs to be on. If you have a student and a document has been rejected, it probably was rejected by me. So just little things like that, make sure your name's on it, make sure the doctor is signed, make sure there's a date, and make sure we have the correct form uploaded in the correct spot within Dragonfly. Birth certificate, obviously, this is the original. That's the one that's a little more difficult because you have to actually scan it, take a picture or something like that to upload it. And the sports certificate usually downloaded off the computer based on your NFHS login and your profile there, which you've probably done back if they've been playing sports since they were in 7th grade, so you have no problem. Those things I know are new this year, and we're in full spring sports right now, so we have everything squared away with that. But in the future, if there are questions about Dragonfly, certainly reach out. This past summer I was in no way expert and still learning things when it comes to Dragonfly, but I'm very familiar with it now, and I can certainly help anybody that has any questions regarding that in terms of eligibility for next year. Thank you.
Okay, so we are preparing to wrap up. I do want to piggyback off of Mr. Martin real quick. If you are a coach over here in the faculty section, you will please stand up for just a moment. If you are a coach. Okay, yes, let's get many times in our community, I will continue to say, if I had a student in Carroll High School, I would absolutely have them in the athletics program at Carroll High School because the camaraderie and the collaboration between all of these coaches far exceeds what I have seen in other schools. So are we concerned about the wins and losses at Carroll High School? Absolutely. We expect to walk away with a win anytime we go to a match. But the character development that all of these coaches are implementing our student is absolutely one of those intangibles that Mr. Martin discussed. So coaches, to you, thank you for all the extra hours that we put in and for investing in our kids' lives. I was a math teacher and kids didn't love coming to Miss Madison's math class, but they love going to cheerleading. So I felt like I could connect with them on the athletics level. There are times when the English teacher or the social studies teacher can't connect, but if the student is a student athlete, then there's an advocate in her that's helping encourage them through that English essay or through that social studies presentation. So we appreciate it very much, and I would encourage all of you to get your kids involved in athletics, or if not athletics, some type of extracurricular activity. Okay, so I want to do a quick plug about dual enrollment as well. We have, for the past 10-ish years maybe, offered English 101 and 102 right here on Carroll's campus. So when you think about your student being a dual enrollment student with Wallace Community College, you think, okay, well, they're going to have transportation, they got to drive down to Dothan every day. We do offer English 101 and 102 on our campus, so that's a nice little benefit. We are hoping to be able to offer History 201 and History 202 next year. It depends on how many requests we have for those courses. But but we are so appreciative that Wallace partners with us and sends an instructor for our students at Carroll High School. Speaking of dual enrollment, I want to say an extra thank you to Mrs. Navini and Mrs. Kelly Spence. You know, our staff at Carroll, they're going to be here because they love our kids and they want to support our kids on a daily basis. But for the colleges and speakers to be here and speak to you tonight, we really appreciate all the efforts that you guys provide for our students at Carroll. Thank you to the students and parents who have joined us physically or who have joined us virtually. We are going to prepare this presentation tonight and post it to the website. So if you are at home and you're talking with your kid and you just can't remember what Ms. Salisbury said about the Freshman Academy, you'll be able to visit our website and review this film to get that information back. And ultimately, we just want the parents and students to know that we are here to help you. We can't help in a situation that we don't have knowledge of. So whether it's a question about academics or extracurricular or athletics or just some social issues that your kids are having, if we don't have knowledge of the situation, we can't be a partner with you as a parent and as a student. So we're here to help you. You'll notice at the bottom of your agenda, you've got contact information for our leadership team. Reach out to us by email anytime or give us a call, 774-4915. We would love to do whatever we can to support you, even if it doesn't feel like a normal high school area of support. So we want to help our students thrive and our families as well. So we are going to close. Our teaching staff is going to be around for about 15 minutes. So if you have questions for teachers, coaches, counselors, administrators, we are here to help you, like I said. So thank you for coming tonight, and please let us know if we can answer any individual questions.